Yeah, hello, welcome everyone. This is UG William from NTI New Trade right here, NTI New Trade right here, and I'm super excited to bring to you guys another weekly analysis on GBP USD. Yeah, this is a weekly analysis on GBP USD, and we're going to be looking at the market. I'm going to be breaking down the market in details so that you can be able to see some likely trading opportunities for this week. Without wasting so much of our time, let's go right down there into it and see what we have for the week. Okay, this is GBP USD. I love analyzing the market from the D1 time frame, drop down to a H4 time frame, then finally go down to a H1 time frame, as the case may be. The H1 time frame is my entry time frame, as the case maybe, depending on you. Maybe some persons go down to M15 or as the case may be. So that's by the way. Okay, so without wasting so much of our time, let's see what we have for GBP USD. Okay, GBP USD has been on a downtrend. GBP USD has been on a downtrend. If you can basically watch it from here, like the normal tutorial on normal explanation and normal definition of a trend, especially the downtrend or bearish trend, it has to do with a low pushed up, which forms a higher low, and drop down forms a lower low, pushed up from higher low, drop down, lower low, pushed up from higher low, and drops down from a lower low. And then the only time that you know that this market has stopped trending in the downward direction, some persons use trend lines. Me, and basically use the last area that the market dropped out from, like push above it. So it tells me that this downtrend is no longer valid. At any point, at any time, the market can stop from here and start to push back up and start to form an uptrend, as the case may be. So let's go right here and see if any of the stuffs that I have just drawn right now, if they are displaying themselves in the market. So for this particular market right now, you can see that the market was on a bearish trend, pushed up back right there to this point and drop back down right here, and then push back up to this point here, and then we also have some nosedive, push back up, drop down, push back up, and drop down. So currently this is where the market is. So what we're expecting this market to push up into the zone, and then from there we can see dropping back, because the market will keep on trending in the same direction until when maybe there's a fundamental or there's a news that comes up to change its direction. So that's when you can be able to see the market change its trend. So with that said, on D1 time frame on GBP USD, we can clearly see that GBP USD is on a downtrend on the D1 time frame. So let's go down to H4 time frame to see what we have for GBP USD. Okay, okay, currently now we are on a H4 time frame. So we want to see the market doing the same thing that is doing over there in the D1 time frame. So let's check and see if we have the same type of trend, like downtrend on H4, and then if we have that, then we can go down to H1 time frame to wait and see, if we have any trading opportunity. But if we don't have any, then we can wait till our setup is ready. So let's check this out. We can also see right here that the market is still also on a bearish trend, because push down, the market pushed down from this top right here, from this top, drop down, pushed up, drop down again, pushed up, and drop down, drop down, and then pushed up, okay, and then it drops down. This is where the market is currently now. So what I'm expecting from this market is I want this market to push up into the zone, and then from there drop back down to continue its downward trend. So that's what I'm expecting on GBP USD. Basically, you always most of the time, not always, most of the time, you see a market that is on a D1 time frame, it's bearish, but when you go down to the H4 time frame, you see that the market is bullish, as the case may be. So you just have to be patient to wait and see a change of trend on that H4 time frame. Then from there you can now be preparing yourself to take the launch, to take the launch of the trade, like to enter the market, and then from there you make some profit. So on this pair right now, we are still on the downtrend on H4, so we want the market to do a kind of like a retest to this zone, then we'll go into it for a sell. Now risk to reward ratio, you can basically go in for let's say you can go in for from there. Let me change this out and then check out from here right now. Let's say if the market goes into that zone, from there you can capture at least 100 pips or 150 pips for it to drop back down into the zone. But the minimum amount of pips that I recommend, is 10 pips, and then your stop loss maximum is 35 pips, but you can start with 30 pips, maximum 35 pips. So from there you can see the market drop. Like, you can use your Fibonacci. Also, Fibonacci is another beautiful instrument that they use in the forex market that most persons use, and you can also see that Fibonacci, you discover that this is one of the levels, 61.8. It's right inside our zone. Then also you can also take note of the numbers that I'm using for my zone. So you can take note of these numbers here, so you can use it to create your own zone. So then just in case that this market does not play out this way, drop there, come back down, maybe you decide to go up and then beat this high here. Now once as the market goes up and beat this high, I am no longer going to be looking for selling opportunity. Rather, I'll wait for the market to push up and drop down, and then maybe pushed up and then push down and pushed up there until when it breaks the last higher low, because I already know that on the D1 time frame is still on a downtrend. So I will not want the complication of whereby I want to see the market or the complication of me entering the market when the market on the D1 time frame it's bearish, and then on the H4 time frame is bullish. No, I don't want a complication. I want everything to be in line. The D1 time frame downtrend, the H4 time frame to also be downtrend. So that's what I'm looking out for. I don't just want to trade that way. So with that said, and then also finally you go down to your H1 time frame. You go down to your H1 time frame. You go down to your H1 time frame. So we are here right now. Finally, you go to your H1 time frame. So you can just basically wait for the market. You basically wait for the market to move from here into that zone. So once as it moves from here into that zone, there are things that you might likely see. You might see some kind of divergence on the RSI here. You might see some divergence on the RSI depending on your entry strategy. This is just a signal telling you zones, areas where you can see selling opportunities or buying opportunities, as the case may be. So use your entry technique. But if you don't have one, you can always drop a comment telling me that you don't have an entry strategy, and then maybe I can do a video of it. Or if you want to get more personal entry strategy, you can always DM me, and we are up online and we are also running and we are teaching. So you can always give me send me a message, and then from there I'll get back to you. Just drop a comment on this video and then I'll get back to you. Okay, so with that said, I wish you guys a wonderful week on GBP USD. Have a wonderful time and trade it with care. And like I said, risk to reward ratio, a minimum of 10 pips TP and a maximum of 35 pips stop loss, as the case may be. So on that note, I'll still remain your boy UG William, and I'm from this NTI new trade idea. Just ensure that you click on that